Eddie Cox Wilkins, how are you, my man? Said FSG needs to go now. We need owners with money. So look, on this, I struggle, Eddie, mate. I struggle to see how we're wrong. How anybody who called out our owners for not spending, I struggle to find out how we're always wrong. So you're saying it, mate. Many people in the chat said it. Many people yesterday will say it. You are right. We are sitting here now in a good position. And nobody's trying to deny that. And nobody's trying to undermine the league position either. If anything, we're trying to protect it. We're trying to make sure that we hold the owners to account so that Arne Slot and that team get their just rewards at the end of the season. Not hope that they get them. Not pray that we don't pick up an injury. Just look at Arsenal as an example. More injuries. Saka out. Jesus out. They had a scare with Odegaard. The youngster on the right-hand side was out as well. And it very quickly can happen like that. And I know you can't make signings just to preempt an injury. But there are areas of our squad that, whatever side of a debate you're on, you can see that we need strengthening in. Areas that just haven't been strengthened in a while. And anybody who also thinks that this contract situation isn't causing a distraction are just being delusional. And I've seen a real change of opinion over the past 6 months with regard to the owners and the spending. Some people who tried to be more open-minded to it are just seeing the same stuff repeated window after window, the same excuses rolled out and the same lack of spending. But most importantly, the lack of accountability is shocking at Liverpool Football Club. Shocking. To see people who profess to be serious people and writing about the club failing to talk about this or to just belittle everybody else who dares call it out. I don't know who they think they're winning over, but like I've said many times, the football landscape is changing and how people consume their content is changing. And football fans like to look to their fellow fans now, because I'll be honest with you, I've gotten to know many journalists over the years. A lot of them very, very good people, very nice people. But they're all basically, particularly ones that cover a certain club, they're at the will of the clubs. They get told what the clubs want them to know, and very occasionally, yes, there's a bit of a investigative journalism that unearths a link or something, but more often than not when I speak to these guys, it's I heard this from a club source, or the club say this, and the club say what they want you to know. So if we don't think that that's right, I think we as fans have every right to put our hands up and say, what's going on? It's simple as that for me. Rusba said, I really appreciate you, Craig. I had the Sunday blues today and your programme makes me feel much better. So I finished my stream last night, mate, and I went and sat with my head in my hands for a while because I felt really angry after last night. And I feel even more angry today. But I'm keeping my counsel for the minute out of respect for somebody. But I'm just done with being looked down upon. I'm done. And I'm done with my audience being looked down upon. Do you know how often I get to hear that you guys are basically just the FIFA generation who don't understand things, or that the audience is too thick to understand the real world and what's really going on? It's just nonsense, and you deserve better. You deserve to be spoken about better. You deserve to have your opinions really listened to and not just belittled and just tagged as distractions or idiots. I just fucking hate it. I hate it. So I'm going to do what I do, which is say things as I see them. If the club need to be praised, I'm here for it. I want to be praising them. If the manager... look, I don't turn on players. I don't turn on the manager. I don't get toxic. But I also don't buy every bit of bullshit that's served up to me. And nor should you. Like I've said to you guys for years. Call it out. Question it. Everything. Hey Craig, you have 292,000 subscribers who don't look down on you. Yep. And they're who I represent, mate. That's as simple as that. If people want to think little of, not just me, I'm talking about fan content in general. I'm fed up of the snobbery, especially with the established stuff around our own club. And I can only really speak for life around our own club because I'm a Liverpool fan, but I'm fed up of it. I'm fed up of people thinking they're better than us. I'm fed up with people jumping on social media to try and call fan accounts out and make out like we're all beneath them while at the same time not being able to take even the slightest bit of criticism towards what you're writing or saying. Like, you don't have the right to tell somebody how they should feel reading one of your pieces. If something's interpreted in a way that you don't want it to be, well then maybe reflect on why it was written that way, or maybe look yourself in the mirror and ask, am I being sincere? Because I'm always going to come out swinging when people think they're better than me or anybody else, because it's a type of snobbery that I've never been able to deal with my entire life, and I'm sick of them. They need to understand, you don't hold the fucking power anymore. You don't hold the cards anymore. The landscape has changed, and there's a reason why fan content's growing, because you're not giving people what they need, which is to feel a sense of belonging, to feel like their voice counts, and to feel like they're being listened to. There are other social media platforms saying spending puts us on the brink of violating PSR. We're well within the PSR framework to spend. Don't forget all the players we moved off the wage bill in the last 2 years. Look, I can't speak to other platforms or what other people are saying, but I agree with you, the detective. Any conversation about us being close to being in PSR trouble is just, in my opinion, nonsense. You're right. We were told ourselves. These are the hypocrisies that piss me off a lot of the time, right? We were all told how much we were saving in wages when the players moved on. And we all expected that to be reinvested. And as we see here right now, and I'm open to being corrected on this, I don't remember that money being reinvested. I don't remember the new contract being given to Virgil, to Mo and Trent. I don't. I remember making a profit again in the transfer window. I remember once again being told that we're all wrong and we don't understand it and that it isn't FIFA. But again, we're not stupid. Stop treating us like we are. Did I attend the game yesterday? No, I had an appointment with my son that we needed to keep yesterday morning. And I'm not going to be travelling over to the Lille game either. And I guess I should probably address that and give it some context. And look, I came to this conclusion. I'm not wanted inside Anfield. I've been told that very clearly from the established, let's say, professionals, the serious people in and around the club. So I've just decided, you know what? I'm not set foot inside the place while FSG are in charge, because I'd rather set the money on fire than keep giving it to them. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm going to give my ticket away to somebody, and yes, I get the irony of me still spending the money, but I'm just done with them. I'm honestly to fuck done with them, and I'm done with being made to feel like a second class fan by some others. So I'm not set foot in Anfield again. I'll come to the city like I always do for my shows to meet people and say hello, but I'm done with it. It's been years now. It's been years of tropes aimed towards us about not understanding, not living close to Anfield, not being a real fan, don't go to game, all the other lazy crap that gets thrown at us. And I think a lot of these people need to realise that there's only 60,000 odd people who can set foot inside Anfield week in and week out or per game. There's a lot more of us around the world that can't, but that love the club from afar, but don't swallow everything that gets told to us as a matter of fact. Football's a grubby business, and football clubs use a lot of smoke and mirrors. It's the industry. It's just the way it is. So to just keep taking everything we're spoon-fed as gospel, it's just extremely naive. And people asking, can they buy the tickets? They were £390 per ticket, face value, from the club. Because the only way you can get them really is to go into the Carlsberg dugout or one of the other hospitality ones. And Connor's still going to be attending the game, so the tickets will go to use. But I'm just done with it. I'm just done with it. You know, I'm sick of being looked down my nose upon, people sniggering at me, people just thinking we're not serious. Do you know how many times I've been told I'm not a serious person by people who write in the football world, or people that, you know, think they're real fans and we're just all ignorant arseholes who play FIFA and scream at the telly? I'm done with it. I'm going to teach them exactly what they need to be taught, which is fan content's the way forward. There's a reason it's growing. Get with the programme or shut the fuck up. It's as simple as that. You don't get to tell everybody else how to feel and what to do. Cal, how are you, bro? Said, hey Craig, issue with FSG is communication. I couldn't agree more, mate, and I'm going to come back to that point in a second. And typical of today's society, no open dialect at all. All they do is either ignore or try cancel culture. Fans understand we don't have limitless money, but just engage with us as a club. I think that is one of the most sincere and balanced comments, Cal, I've read in a while from fans. And you summarised exactly how I feel, mate. There is a lack of communication. And I can't speak to other football clubs because, you know, we're Liverpool fans and we live and breathe Liverpool. But the owners, in my opinion, are just not interested in really winning and not doing everything, despite what they say. You know, everybody knows what to say. Everybody knows how to not sound like an asshole. Everybody knows how to not be racist. Everybody knows how to not be sexist. You know, we all know. But it doesn't mean that just because you say everything is great, the club is being run perfectly, that we all have to accept it. If it walks like a duck and it quacks like a duck, a lot of the time it's a duck. And you're right, no open dialect, no room for dissenting voices or a challenging opinion. Just take the soup, eat the soup, and shut up. That's it. Know your place, be a good little boy or girl, and shut up and let the serious people do the work. But also, gives your money, and everything's becoming more expensive. It's arrogance, and it's arrogance that you're seen right across the world now in so many different ways. It's just not going to be the case moving on. People deserve to have a say. People deserve to be listened to, and fans are unhappy. Whether people want to admit that or not, there is a vocal majority, I think, of Liverpool fans who are displeased with the way we conduct ourselves in transfer markets.